Hi YouTube, Tim here, and I wanted to, actually Jacob from Mountain Bow Works had asked me to do a little bit more of a description of the tillering tree that I had made. So let me go ahead and do that right now. Okay, right here, the whole thing was basically 7 feet from end to end of just Douglas fir. That's it. So from one end to the other, just the 2x4. I took another piece of 2x4 and cut 2 pieces. One about 2.5 inches long, the other about 5. So I just put the bow handle in there. These are the nails. I wanted to use screws. They go all the way through the other piece, somewhat into the third piece. So it has a good bit of bite, has a good bit of coverage. I don't think it's going to pull itself out, but I've got 4 of them in there holding it together. I'd like to have more. So eventually I'm going to go ahead and pull out the nails, or just leave them in there and add in some screws too to reinforce it. Over here, this is the exciting part, and I imagine this is probably what Jacob is most interested in seeing. This is a lovely, lovely thing. The winch here has a nylon belt rated to, I think, about 3,500 pounds. And the crank itself is variable so that you can either crank it both directions, like right now, or I can flip this little toggle. Now it'll only go back. You can flip it in another direction, and then you can only go in the forward. So let's see if there's a brand on there or something. No, not for movement of humans. I don't see a specific brand on there, but it's just something that you can pick up at, I think, Lowe's or Home Depot without too much trouble. It has been used extensively for much, much heavier things than I'm using it to draw bows for. So I'm very confident that it's able to do whatever it is you want to do. But that's bolted on there with 3 bolts all the way through. So it's fairly sturdy. That's really it. I mean, this is not rocket science. It's not really all that complicated. There are a lot of things you could do to make it nicer. Like somebody mentioned, you could put it onto a stud in the garage. I like that idea, especially since then I could buy some grid board or grid paper to put up on the wall so you could get a more accurate idea of how the bow is bending when you tiller it. That's cool. But for now, this is basically good enough. It's all I want, which is to be able to hook my scale to here and the other end of the scale to the bowstring and then draw it. That's really it. So if there's any specific question you have about it, please just go ahead and ask, and I'll be more than happy to tell you all I can about it. Oh, for what it's worth, I marked 32 inches, and then every 2 inches to 4 inches to 20, and then just marked the inch lines down to the back of the bow. So that's where I'm measuring from. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Again, tell me if you have any specific questions. I can try and find out the exact brand of this. I can do a little searching online. I can't guarantee that I'll find anything because we bought it years and years ago. But I bet if you go to a hardware store, they'll be able to get you something like that. It is pretty cool, and this is going to be hopefully a nice component in one of the crossbows that I build. So, looking forward to that. Hoping you're all well. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, YouTube.